NFL Week 6 running back rankings. We're doing weekly rankings incorporated with the rest of season rankings as well, so you don't miss out on any of the advice. Now, these are the guys you're going to have in your lineup no matter what. The S-tier players, the A-tier players, and even B-tier players. Now, we're going to modify some of these as we go. I tried making it a solid starting basis point for our tier list. Now, keep in mind you have the Vikings and Texans as the two teams on bye week in week number 6. Smash like, subscribe, and please help us out as a small channel. CMC is name number 1, obviously top of S tier. 28 points. Take a look at Flock Fantasy. Go check this website out for free. Appreciate them letting us use it. 28 points is what he's basically been averaging. Around 25, but look at the receiving usage. 8 receptions. I mean, this guy's averaging, he's averaging almost 75 receiving yards per game through the first 5 weeks. When healthy, he's clearly the top of S tier. Jonathan Taylor moves up to my RB2 spot. Why? The rushing touchdown rate is insane. He only had 17 carries for 66 yards in week 5. I don't care, man. This guy is heavily involved in the red zone. I was worried about Indiana Jones and his tush push, potentially stealing goal line carries. JT has 3 rushing touchdowns. Very efficient game. He looks really solid, man. It takes on the Arizona Cardinals here in week number 6. Bijan Robinson off of the bye week. Now, they have a tough matchup against the Bills on Monday Night Football. It could be good for Bijan in terms of receiving usage. Now, the bad thing about Bijan, why I bumped him down a little bit right here, is because Tyler Algier actually is taking away a lot of Bijan's potential opportunities. Bijan is making the most of his opportunities, but still, the snap rate is 73%. Like, Algier is the pest. He is. James Cook, I've yet to see Sunday Night Football yet while I'm recording this. This is recorded before Sunday Night Football, but James Cook, clearly an A-tier running back, clearly the top of A-tier as well. They take on the Falcons on Monday Night Football at 7 o'clock. I don't know why they're doing 2 Monday Night Football games again, kind of weird. The rest of these guys, you start them all. We can go name by name. Now, Jahmyr Gibbs actually was outused by David Montgomery, which is disappointing here. Lions take on the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. Gibbs scored a touchdown. Gibbs is going to be just fine. Devon Achane had a toe tap swag touchdown. Receiving wise, he only had 10 carries for 16 rushing yards. Very inefficient in week number 5, but Achane should bounce back here. Saquon Barkley only had, guess what, 6 rush attempts. I hate the Eagles offense. I'm an Eagles fan. The Eagles offense for fantasy is so troll. You bump Saquon down the rankings, but you don't bump him too much. Why? He still had 3 catches, 60 receiving yards, and a big receiving touchdown as well to salvage his day, so it wasn't too disappointing. They'll get him back involved against New York. New York. Thursday Night Football in New York. Whose ACL is getting torn? I don't know, man. But to be honest, in terms of like the weekly matchup, like, do you bump him down? And how far down do you bump him? I don't know. Josh Jacobs, he was banged up going into the bye week. Coming out of the bye week, the Bengals take on the Packers, and this is a good matchup. I mean, that's why I said buy Josh Jacobs before the bye week, because they have a very favorable up-and-coming schedule. To be honest, I'd rather have Jacobs than Saquon for week number 6. Call me crazy. Javonte Williams, I'd honestly rather have than both these guys. This guy has just continued to put, points up on the board for you. And you can trust this guy moving forward. It seems like he is the real deal. Now, if I take a look at what Javonte Williams has been averaging, the red zone touchdown rate is very encouraging through the air and through the ground. 26, 19, 25, and 20. I mean, he's a top 7 option for me, so I have him 7th in my rankings. A lot of times with these running backs that were ranked low coming into the year, people have them ranked low even though they're performing high. Not me. Javonte is where he belongs, above Saquon and Jacobs, which is crazy. Hampton. The usage is great. 6 receptions. Great. He's in a walking boot. It's bad. It's real bad. It's real bad. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not good. Kamani Vidal would probably bump up somewhere to D tier. But I'm not sure if I'm excited about any. I don't know, man. It's crazy. Derrick Henry salvages his day with a rushing touchdown. But without Lamar Jackson, who's probably only out for 1 to 2 more weeks, this Ravens, and their defense is so bad that they're not going to be able to rush the ball effectively. Derrick Henry was most efficient last year when they were leading games. They would rush him. Not going to be happening with their defense and how bad it is and how banged up it is. So I think Genty deserves to stay up here. Genty was also the only bright spot for the Raiders in a 40-6 blowout loss. We'll keep Genty there. Judkins is making a climb. He's making a push. But I like the B-tier rankings how it is. Judkins looks like he's going to be a league winner. Kyren Williams, he fumbled the game away, but he had a huge 30-plus point day. I'm still keeping the rankings the same. In terms of Derrick Henry, we're going to keep his fall here for now. C-tier players are also players I think should be in your lineup. Cam Scatterbo, he is fairly ranked. He's a must-start player. Chase Brown is disappointing. Chase Brown has not been performing to nearly the expectation we had for him when we drafted him in round 2 in the beginning of the season. 13, 9, 6, 10, 11. Salvages his week with a good receiving usage. It's bad, man. It is bad, and it doesn't appear like it's going to get better, So I think Chase Brown has to go down in our rankings. I think Chase Brown has to go down. But Kamara was out-carried by Kendrick Miller, so Kamara has to fall. I'd rather have Rachaad White in my lineup than both of these bums. I'd rather have Breece in my lineup than both of these bums. I'd rather have London, Jalen Warren, what you got? I'd rather have Warren in my lineup than both these bums. Jordan Mason, we'll keep him. We'll keep him where he is. ETN, haven't seen him on Monday Night Football. Chuba, the injury scares me. I think this is fine for so far in C tier. Now, Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet, frustrating, man. Again, Walker was better. Almost even on the amount of carries, and Charbonnet gets the touchdown. Crazy. Now, Trey Benson is here because I don't have an image for, guess who? Michael Carter. This should be Michael Carter, and Michael Carter, to be honest, I would probably put Michael Carter right here. So, Trey Benson, it's not Trey Benson, it's Michael Carter, all right? So keep that in mind. DeMarcado is probably somewhere down here in the sad tier because this guy fumbled away the potential chance at earning a decent starting job. Tony Pollard, if he gets in the end zone, then Pollard is going to be a good start. If he doesn't, he's not. So that's where you see Pollard, Swift, and Montgomery here. But the thing that has to change is that Montgomery has to be higher up. This guy's been performing in terms of the red zone. So Montgomery has to be the top here of D tier. I think you can trust Montgomery in your lineup, but it's a tough matchup versus the Chiefs. How many touchdowns will they score? I think you are more likely to put Montgomery in your lineup in better matchups, and the Chiefs defense is good. Tony Pollard. We talked about him. DeAndre Swift and Pollard, kind of similar in my eyes. We'll see what the Bears do on Monday Night Football versus the Commanders. That's the matchup there. Michael Carter. Joe Mixon, we've heard no news of him. This represents Woody Marks. And he's too high. He only had 7 carries, outplayed by Nick Chubb. So we'll adjust Woody Marks as we go. Haven't seen Trevion yet. Hampton, we're going to leave here for now because of the unknowns. Haven't seen Pacheco yet. Haven't seen Ramondre yet. Charbonnet is just sad. Algier is just, a pest. Mixon, might as well put this guy down here at the bottom with sad tier as well. Is there anybody else that needs to be ranked, needs to be talked about? To be honest, Chubb and Woody Marks, English, should honestly both be down here in this tier of guys like with Pacheco and Woody Marks. Which one do you start on a given week? I really, really, really don't know, but honestly, I'd probably... It's close between Pacheco and them. Really close. That's a true toss-up. Now, the other guys we have to rank are obviously J.K. Dobbins, who's a big-time performer. He's still the clear RB1 when healthy, ahead of R.J. Harvey, and he deserves to be in C tier. I'm going to put him actually ahead. I'd rather have him. He's actually pretty high up in my rankings. JCM, Bill Krosky. He has good usage. Let's go take a look at JCM. And I'll show you boys what this guy did. He made the most of his opportunities. He had the most opportunities of his career. 27 points, 2 touchdowns on the ground, 111 rushing yards, and he also had 2 targets, 2 receptions for 40 receiving yards. So JCM had his best game by far, and JCM is now a flex play. And to be honest, I'm having him right behind DeAndre Swift, right ahead of Michael Carter. I think the rankings are looking pretty dang good. Now, Tyrone Tracy might be back. Keep that in mind. Bucky Irving's probably not back, so we're not going to rank him. Tajay Spears, he's not startable, so don't even worry about that. I'm taking a look. Is there anybody that I am missing from this board that I can just talk about? Kareem Hunt, don't start him. We'll see, but don't start him. Gainwell, same thing. I know it was impressive, but just don't fall for it. I think that we're good. Rachaad White, we have him ranked pretty high, right? Yeah, Rachaad White, we got him up there. I think this is good. Kendre Miller should be on here. Kendre Miller should be talked about. We don't have a picture for him. I would put Kendre Miller. I know this says irrelevant, but to be honest, these guys are they're not irrelevant anymore. So I'm actually going to put, and Harvey debatably is climbing as well. Rest of season, Harvey might actually be up here. I'd probably put Kendre Miller right behind Harvey in E tier. He's a good waiver wire ad. He's out carrying Alvin Kamara now. Kamara always fades second half of the year. And if Kamara gets hurt, Miller would be a big-time beneficiary. That is the Week 6 running back rankings. I'll see you boys for the wide receivers.